Well, if you're just joining us, a very good morning and welcome to lovely Tuggerah here on the Central Coast Sports Complex for the 2022 Country Regional Championships. We move to the Mixed Opens division, which is always a very interesting division to watch. Plenty of space tends to open up. We do mix the boys and girls together. And it will be the Central Coast Dolphins who are taking on the Mudgee Mud Crabs. Dolphins to get first use of the ball. We are underway here. Our main field for this two-day tournament. Quick hands coming away here. A nice little stepping from Colvin as well. Carter. Off now to Murray. Murray slows things down, then pops it back on the inside for Carter. Nice strike jump. Colvin off the left foot. Oh, good touch coming in there from the Mud Crabs. Last play now. They've lost track of the count actually there. Colvin left it behind. Here's Carter with a huge loping pass. It's gone about 10 metres backwards. Wilson tried her best to reel it in. She probably needed a fishing line to do so. So the Mud Crabs get their first use of the ball and they head straight up through the guts. Touch coming in there from Nikita Carter. Back off the left foot come the Mud Crabs. Caught off the mark, so that'll slow things down. Nice dummy. Picking up a few extra metres. Carter nearly caught in an offside position. Colvin stepped up to make the touch. Good metres on offer here. Last play now. And a strike dump to work with. Here come the Mud Crabs. Good touch through the middle though from Colvin. Started to work quite nicely into the end of that set there for the Mud Crabs. Fresh players onto the field now for Dolphins. Up to halfway. Wilson. Carter. Carter, nice little roll ball. Support out there now in Dawson. Here's Robertson. Robertson again an acting half. Oh, just left it behind. They were looking to work a nice little strike dump there. Changeover instead though for the Mud Crabs. Robertson makes the touch. Fired off here from Prasad. I'll leave that one behind though, so putting pressure on themselves to begin this match. Here's the side from Mudgee. Touch comes in. Little bobble in picking it up. Robertson, however, still receives it. Flings it back to the middle. Touch comes up as they slow things down here. Good up and in the face defence from the Mud Crabs. Robertson out of acting half. Oh, had to delay the pass. Oh, how about that for a flick? Robertson dives. They just got him in time, but the flick pass was beautiful. Robertson again here. Mackay still comes forward, plays it inside that 7 metre mark. You don't see too much of that, but they're all back on side and there was nowhere Robertson could go. So they asked plenty of questions there, the Dolphins, but they had the answers, the Mud Crabs. They head towards their sub box. Flat pass out of acting half. Jamming in to make the touch now is Mackay. Lovely quick hands. They've opened up an opportunity here, the Mud Crabs. Back off the right foot. Oh, big contact too from both attacker and defender. They work a short side raid beautifully. Lovely hands at the death there from Taylor. And they go in for the first try of the match, the Mudgee Mud Crabs, despite not having a great deal of field position so far. They've worked that well. So two sides will change sides. It's a good result there from the Mud Crabs. Pretty much the first time they've had a look at the opposition try line. They've come away with points. So they restart things. The Dolphins through Watson. Now to Murray. Carter drops it off for Nikita Carter, who wraps around. Murray decides not to use her initially. Carter, Murray, quick hands back to Carter. They'll play it on the last here. Good little roll ball too. Here is Nikita Carter, who promotes the footy. Pressure coming in from the wing. They get away though. Carter wrapping around himself. Straightens up once more. They're certainly asking plenty of questions, but the Mud Crabs have got all the answers in defence so far. they keep that up, we might have to put them on double jeopardy. Dummy comes in, and they pick up another 5 metres or so here, the Mud Crabs. Working away from their own end nicely. 5 metres shy of the halfway line. Watson makes the touch. Out they come once more. Numbers in motion, all good speed. Was that played at there from Carter? No, they won't say that he's knocked it down intentionally. More a case of ball hitting the defender. Carter comes forward. Nikita Carter, that is. Now hopping in at acting half. She's worked those last couple of plays very nicely. Wraparound comes. They decide to cut out Wilson. Colvin. Dawson. Back to Colvin, who straightens. Strike dump comes. Robertson wraps around. Oh, Benji Marshall-like footwork. Oh, Robertson with a couple of dummies. That threatened to really open up for a moment there. Robertson, however, follows up with the very next play, rocks and diamond style. Forget Benji Marshall. Might actually be Ben Roberts. Used to seeing some exquisite things from Ben over the years, and then something that defies logic. Robertson has very much followed up in suit there. So the Mud Crabs, the quick touch, and then straight towards the interchange area. It's a good play to get all their fresh men and women out there after just two, and commentators curse have put the mocker on them for the very next. It's a very basic error. Wilson. Further forward they come. Robertson finds support in Carter and now hops into acting half before having a little spell himself. Oh, good pace on display and wonderful evasiveness as well from Colvin, who makes them pay. He hit the ball at speed and a lovely little shimmy to evade two defenders. One try apiece. The Dolphins are on the board for the Mixed Opens division. The two teams will change ends, of course, if you're just joining us. 30-minute matches for the Junior Regional Championships for 2022. No half-time break. Simply change ends after each try. Prasad drops it down. Just losing the footing. Still play on here, though. Prasad wraps back around. He'll slow things down himself. Tries to work for a strike dump. Does a lot better than that, though. He earns his side. Another set to play with. Prasad with the touch. Now to Hills. Still an option there. Instead finds Lane. Prasad. Lane once more has an offside marker. Or the touch came in there just in time from Watson. It's an opportunity gone begging, though. Had Lane continued at his opposite, she never retreated back behind the try line. Lane. Prasad slows it down once more, heads towards the centre of the field. Murray comes in for the touch. But in the end, the only thing he does touch is the footy, so another set to play with. Robertson firing up on the sideline too, and Carter having to have a word with him and says, calm down. He certainly did touch it. Prasad. Really happy to slow things down and just invite defenders to approach him. He's barely moved a muscle in the last three plays. Of course, they do have to come off their line here or they'll risk giving away another set. Prasad off the left foot. Were they back in time? They weren't. Prasad has worked it beautifully for about 3 or 4 plays straight. It's exactly what he wanted. He's frustrated the defence to making a poor decision and simply walks in and puts it down. So 2-1, the Mud Crabs lead. Carter. Now to Nikita Carter, who drives forward nicely, picks up good metres. Back to Tristan Carter here. Tristan slowing things down. Murray. Tristan once more off the left foot, then straightening off the right. Touch came in from Laurie. Last play now here for the Dolphins. Murray couldn't find the support Done a great job of jamming in with this up and in defensive style so far for the Mud Crabs. Feign to go to the open side. Instead, they'll come back towards their subs box. If they can get players all onto the pitch after play 3, they've done a great job. That's exactly what transpires. This is the 4th now. Numbers in motion. Last play, great strike dump as well. They've got a couple of offside markers. Just trying to evade the touch was Berridge. Just lost his footing at the death. Wilson to Watson. Touch comes in from Hudson. Berridge, strong contact. Roll ball comes there from Murray. Murray now to Wilson. Over the head. Oh, I thought he'd done an acrobatic take there. Instead spilled his lollies by the end of it. So just a little bit of pressure starting to emerge here on the Dolphins. They've been frustrated last few sets defensively and certainly with ball in hand too. Jamming in comes McKay. Heavy touch there from Tristan Carter. Ball above the head there of Harris, who did well to take it. Quick hands from Lane. Now Prasad, the architect for the Mud Crabs, gets a strike dump. Here comes Lane with the goosey. Oh, what a ball out wide. However, it's just evaded the grasp of the winger. No try forthcoming for the Mud Crabs. Nice flow about this game, though. Both sides happy to throw it around. Robertson drops it off and they head towards the sideline once more. Carter. Now Wilson. Wrapping around here. Dawson straightens things. No one in an acting half. It won't matter, though. Wasn't a particularly good play, the ball. And it will be a change over here in favour of the Mud Crabs. Heavy touch once more there on Hills. No penalty forthcoming though. Prasad back through the middle. Wilson shuts it down. Prasad again. Player that very much operates at his own pace. So much so that he's even decided to walk the following play. Prasad bumps into his own player there in the form of Harris. Now flings a pass across here to Hills. Back to Prasad. Once more trying to work that offside penalty. Harris, quick hands. Can they work an overlap out wide? I think they've managed to squeeze mid-air there through Lane. Yes, he has. He's done a great job. It's like watching Neo in The Matrix. Just floated through the air and somehow evaded the laser-like arms of the defence. So 3 tries to 1 here for the Mudgee Mud Crabs. Some acrobatic finishes from both sides. Work to do, though, for the home side, the Central Coast Dolphins. Of course, a few Central Coast-related sides appearing in this tournament. Also see Doyleson at some point over the 2-day tournament here. Find back to McKay. Dropped off. A bit of a sloppy play of the ball. Let go there. Dawson slows it down. Flings it off there for Nikita. Driving forward here with Mackay. Nikita. They just can't work an overlap at the moment. It's great defence from the Mud Crabs, who are sliding so well on their line. Short pass. Now they get the strike dump. Quick hands here once more on offer. Laurie was a linking player. Here he is now taking the next hit up. When he's sat Miller straight onto his butt. About 12 metres into enemy territory now. Here they come again. Quick hands. Operating back through the middle. Berridge over the top. Taylor. Berridge once more. Flings it away. Keep it alive. It's hot potato stuff. Great to watch. Harris off the left foot. Tried to open up a gap. Turned it back on the inside. What they have managed to do is earn another set here. Ball played out from Dawson. So everything is turning to gold at the moment for the Mud Crabs. Berridge slows things down. Now Fernie. Short hair ball here. Berridge, too much pace. Getting on the outside there of Watson. He hit the ball at speed. The Mud Crabs are making a real fist of this one. 4 tries to 1. First 3 or 4 minutes, it was all the Dolphins. But ever since that point in time, the Mud Crabs have warmed more and more into this contest. It's about 14 minutes gone in this fixture, so we're roughly halfway through. There is work to do for the Central Coast Dolphins as Robertson has it. Slows it down, bumping into his own player there in the form of Murray. Robertson just nonchalantly flings it away back to Murray. He wasn't happy about the whole situation. Touch comes in. This will be the last now. So they head all the way back to that 7 metre mark. Robertson back to Murray once more, and he just says, go wide and turn over the ball in a difficult spot. However, Carter has other ideas and tried to open them up. But watchful defence there from Hills, and also with the support of Jessica Reynolds. Robertson firing out of the line. He's been a bit fired up too on the sidelines. Quick hands here from Harris. Lane tries to work something. However, it's just resulted in a changeover. So good field position here for the Dolphins. This is their best opportunity in some time. Robertson receives a bit of a poor pass there. Now in an acting half, they wrap around with Carter. Carter at pace. Ball over the top. A really, really risky pass. There was little room to move. The ball was so big it ended up on the full into the fencing on the sideline. The touch comes in there from McKay. And another penalty coming the way of the Mud Crabs. Prasad is a master of drawing them. Fires from left to right. Easy meters on offer once more here. Prasad with the long stride picks up another 10. Up over halfway they come, midway through the count. Quick hands. Gossage waiting at acting half. Another forceful touch here, a bit too much in the play. The ball means another set to play with here for the Mud Crabs. So discipline becoming a real factor here for the Dolphins. Gossage drops it off, receives it back. They hit the line, the Dolphins players, and then pop up once more. Touch is made. Gossage off the right, off the left. Opens them up. Floating ball over the top. And getting to ground very quickly is Hudson. Did she do it in a good enough time frame, or did Carter manage to stop her? Either way, she's not 100%. Carter, and no, she hasn't got there in time. Hudson did a great job to get it down. 5-1, but put it down to the work of Justin Gossage. Great little in and away. And Carter's not 100%. She's still on the ground on the sideline. Could have been winded in attempting to make that touch there. Certainly hit the ground quite heavily. Dolphins with another use of the ball here. 5-1. They've got lots of work to do. Time is also beginning to become a factor for them. Crabbing across field is Colvin. Colvin off the right foot, dives from a long distance. And he has indeed got it. It's a great effort there from Colvin. I think that might be his second of the match. Certainly proven to be quite an acrobatic finisher so far. There's a dive from a good 6 or 7 metres away from the try line. Really launched himself at it. So 5-2, the Dolphins with a much needed hit back. Still fancy they probably need to be next to score though, if they really want to put the pressure on. Taylor, and now to Harris. Laurie. Taylor, oh, way too easy. Pulled up on his run beautifully there. Hayden Taylor stopped on a dime. It opened up for him, and he put it down as easy as you like. 6 tries to 2 to the Mudgee Mud Crabs. Wind just starting to pick up here in Tugger as well. Still beautiful and sunny, but certainly the wind now becoming a little bit of a factor for both of these sides with their long passing. It's a messy play, the ball. Referees let it go initially. That might be the touch football gods, though, delivering their own piece of karma because the changeover does come. Prasad into acting half. And now to Reynolds. Hills, back to Prasad off the left foot. Tries to engage a couple of defenders. Very much plays the game of touch like a chess match. Does Prasad, always looking to work. Little angle, little overlap. Beautiful ball back towards the middle to Prasad, who once more slows it down. Now gets the strike dump. He's got them offside. McKay couldn't get it back there in time. Murray tried to shut things down, but Prasad once more engineers a beautiful try. 7-2, the Mud Crabs lead. And it's the Rohit Prasad show at the moment. It's about 10 minutes remaining. 2/3 of the way through this fixture in the Mixed Opens division. Robertson marches forward. Now Nikita drops it off. Robertson. Back here to Carter. Robertson again, heavily involved so far in this set. Multiple players losing their footing. Play on is the call. Now last here, Robertson. And yes, never getting back behind the ball. That's a big issue for the Dolphins. Could actually roll it back through the legs. You can't simply put it on the ground. That's why we call it a roll ball. 7 metres away as Berridge has a chance to show his wares once more. A few players beginning to lose their footing out there too. In fact, make it another. It's a little bit slippery underfoot. No rain so far this morning. Definitely has been few showers throughout the week though, and that might still not have cleared all the way out as Gossage comes forward. Quick hands. Taylor off the right foot. Running at pace. Oh, trying to go for a very, very creative pass at the death. Fortunately, his wing partner is nowhere near as tall as he is. Hudson probably would have needed a step ladder, if not the entire ladder, to try and get that one. Long pass comes, so a bit more expansive now from the Dolphins. They probably need to be at this point. Miller straightens things up. Nikita in at acting half, has to get rid of it. Dummies, and then back to Miller. Nikita. Colvin off the left foot. Now at pace. Great strike dump here. They work something quite nicely. Mackay to Watson. Watson wants to go forward. However, the only thing that is forward is the pass itself. Taylor takes off. He's away now. Hayden Taylor up over halfway. No one in Kui. Took advantage of some very distracted markers. And he goes all the way to the in goal. Puts it down. 8 tries to 2. That'll sew it up here for the Mud Crabs. They've been in cruise control for a large portion of this match now. And ultimately, the clock is just one of many factors here that have caused problems for the Dolphins as we come into the final 6 or 7 minutes here. Colvin has a crack once more at them. Good tracking in defence there from Berridge. Colvin again. From right to left, back towards the middle. Bit of hot potato stuff here. The cut-out ball comes once more. Wilson kept the width, but she was a little too wide. She, in fact, put a foot into touch. Lovely defence as well from the Mud Crabs once more. Just showing the sideline there was Belinda Bateman. So Wilson had nowhere to go. Cut-out pass comes and Berridge, as always, with that great pace of his, picks up plenty of good metres. Short pass as they straighten things up with those fresh players back onto the pitch, including Prasad. Here he is with the ball now. He's caused all sorts of problems. Great strike dump from him. Forward they drive here through Lane. Lane to Prasad. It will be a touch pass, though. It's better defence from the Dolphins. Dawson. Picked up about 10 metres before Prasad shut him down. Watson off the left foot. Hills makes the touch. Wilson, this time she can get that one in. Carter. Dawson. Carter once more. Nikita wrapping around. Two Carters out there. It's Tristan. Now waits at acting half. Nikita Carter is an option. Long ball there. However, it was right between link and wing. Murray had come in looking for a short option. Wasn't a bad idea, the pass itself. Very much in no man's land. Prasad. Cut out ball. Trying to isolate Mackay in defence, who did well to get across there in time. Prasad, great little step, got around Mackay. Then challenge made there from Carter. Harris up over halfway. Taylor. Quick hands. Short ball there from Gossage. Gossage in at acting half now. Gossage has them backpedaling. Gossage all the way through. Looking for support now. Mackay's done a great job to try and shut things down. They've nearly bumped into each other. In fact, they have. I think it'll still count for a try, will it? No, they might have dropped it in the process of trying to put it down from the collision. The hat certainly came flying off there for Harris. And that might be the best defensive effort of the match there for the Dolphins, and they're not the ones who have made the touch. It is two Mud Crabs players that have clashed into one another. As Robertson will run all the way across field just to try and evade the touch there of Gossage. Comes forward now, Murray. Touch coming in from Gossage there on Nikita Carter. Murray to Miller. Miller to Carter. He wraps around. Tries to create the extra overlap. Oh, Miller, what a turn of pace that is. Miller's off and running. He's home and hosed. He goes in for their third try. Well, he clicked into about 5 gears higher than he was going in the blink of an eye. Great turn of pace on display from Adam Miller. 8-3. Time will beat them here, the Dolphins, but a nice bit of enterprising play to close things out. It's the Mud Crabs get us back underway here. Berridge drops it off. Fernie. About 8 metres shy of the try line. Fernie once more, good pressure. Driving in there from Mackay. And then followed up from Colvin. So some signs of life here at the death from the Dolphins. Very lean period throughout the middle. Last couple of minutes has been good from them though. And commentator's curse, of course. I've just given them a wrap and straight away they changed over. Forget Murphy's Law. Should be the commentator's law. If you say something is great, immediately it'll go the other way. Speaking of going the other way, there's another changeover. So the Dolphins will have another crack at them here. 3 minutes on the clock. Time for a couple of tries if they are good enough. That could have been an old-fashioned shepherd. Play on is the call. Carter drops it back to the middle. Colvin tries to take off. Great diving touch in there from the Mud Crabs though. Nikita. Slowing things down. No one waiting and acting half though. Eventually, Dawson hops in. Nikita to Dawson. Strike dump comes. Colvin now has them backpedaling. Colvin at pace. They just did enough to get back in time. And Colvin got there. And the call is he wasn't half. However, it is a changeover as it's the last. So not 100% sure what the Dolphins are after on the sideline. Berridge. I thought that could have been a false touch there for Berridge. Miller just got there in time though. Very flat at the line. Straighten things up once more. Still no touch here for the Mud Crabs. Nikita comes in and puts on a big touch. must say, a little surprised she's been pinged on that one. The size mismatch was quite obvious. Certainly not giving up any of her much lighter frame. Prasad receives it back once more. They've got to push up here or they risk the chance of another set here if they don't engage. The Dolphins defenders. Prasad now wrapping around. Robertson pushed up. Put plenty of pressure on. Offered a little stare down at the death too. And there is the full-time siren. One final play here for the Dolphins. No, the referees will call it early. Nikita wants to run the length of the field. Instead, she'll settle for a try short of the halfway line. But it won't count, unfortunately, at full-time. It is the Mudgee Mud Crabs, 8-3 winners in the mixed opens division. Some great performances on both sides of the pitch. And next we move to the men's 20s division. It'll be the Maxville Falcons taking on the Wagga Wagga Vipers in about 5 minutes' time, right here on New South Wales Touch Football and Bar TV.